Hi, I'm JD, and I moved from Alaska to Portugal after I paid $15,000 to buy this old house that had sat empty for years. And now I'm renovating it on a budget, focusing on traditional and sustainable methods, and welcoming you to follow along in the process. Hi everybody, welcome back. I'll first start off with a quick little recaps of the bathroom since it's been a while. I started by taking out the old bathtub, which was very embedded into the wall, and then took off the tiles and got rid of the old pipes. And just like in the small bedroom, this was to allow the wall to breathe and dry out and to repair damage from where the gutter had overflowed. So after all that, I started with cleaning out the gap that had washed out between the top of the wall and the slab of concrete, starting with this old rat's nest that was very embedded into the wall and just mostly a bunch of fabric and rope bits. So then I filled in the gap by layering in chunks of concrete and then packing in clay around it, and then repeating that process to build it up until it was full. And I'll go ahead and take this moment to apologize for this being a kind of impersonal video. There was a kind of long period where, for whatever reason, I just really couldn't overcome the stress of being on camera, so there's a lot that I didn't film just to go ahead and get it done. And like this video, just a lot of wide angle time lapse shots that I said I would just voice over in the future, like now. And here, just like I did in the small bedroom, I used the clay to fill in any random holes and divots in the wall and where the pipes and bathtub had been embedded in. And luckily in this case, the pipes weren't encased in concrete, so there's much less damage to the wall itself. And next came removing the sink and the final wall of tiles. And I actually went back and forth for quite a while on whether or not to actually remove these tiles, since this is just a brick wall and not an earthen wall like the others. But since the tiles only went about 3/4 of the way up the wall and some of them were cracked or chipped, I decided to just go ahead and get rid of them so that whatever is new would be more uniform. However, pretty soon after starting, I almost immediately regretted that decision. As you can see, it started off pretty easy, and the first row of tiles pretty much just fell off by themselves. But the further down I got, the more they were stuck on, and instead of just coming off, they just kind of chipped and left pieces of tile on, and it just became a huge hassle that was taking so much time. And since I had already started, I kind of had to commit to it. And I had tried using the jackhammer to separate the concrete off the bricks, hoping it would be like coming off the earthen wall, but it was starting to cause damage on the other side of the wall because it was just one layer of brick, so I just stuck with the chisel. And once I got down to the bottom, I did realize that there was 2 different layers of concrete, so I was able to remove the part that the tiles were stuck to without causing damage to the wall. So it was a lot of time wasted removing the tiles bit by bit, but it is good that I was able to get the top and bottom of the wall all even. However, I wasn't able to get the pipe out of this wall because it was actually built in with the bricks themselves, so there wasn't any way to get it out without seriously damaging the wall. So that's the video. Still working through the old footage, getting caught up. But thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Ciao.